Hello, World Wide Web. I'm Dr. Shado, the internet personality with the best hair. As the cold weather sets in, people are spending more time indoors and trading Virii like Pokemon, especially with them evolving into new strains. But don't worry, it's not the end of the world. Unless you're looking to write a story for a science fiction thriller, and it might as well be, as airborne pathogens are a bitch to deal with in real life, making a fictional pandemic eerily believable and frightening. Be it a zombie virus, a flesh-eating bacteria, or nanomachines that work like a virus, illness is a natural fear that is easy to exploit, as it's done in Adrenalin, Fear the Rush. Wait, the hell does Adrenalin have to do with any of it? And why did they drop the E? Well, Adrenalin is a 1996 science fiction thriller that shows the dystopian future of the mystical year 2007, where the Russian government has imploded and the world has been devastated by disease, seen from the perspective of a police officer caught in the midst of the worst the world has to offer. And it has nothing to do with Adrenalin. And why drop the last letter? That just looks stupid. Anyway, let's take a look at Adrenalin Fear the Rush and see if it really does make us feel sick. The movie opens up to stock footage as a narration explains how the world was somehow prepared for nuclear war, but not for a mysterious disease that cropped up in Russia.
They called it virulent microphage.
And suddenly we're in America! I think. Half the people speak with European accents. As it always happens, quarantine was called, and the states built a big frickin' wall to keep the sick out, instead of investing in something useless like medical science.
There were two worlds, the sick and the healthy.
But yeah, look at the bright side. Now that you've done away with vaccines, you don't have to worry anymore about that commie mind control. For some reason, there are still police for the diseased wasteland, and taunting them is considered an enjoyable pastime, which might be because they don't bother to fight back.
Hey, man. Take it down the alley, would you?
The fisheye lens is already making people sick. We don't need you pissing all over the set. As I have come to expect from the opening scene in any movie, somehow, even taking a leak just doesn't go as planned.
Hey, man!
You better check it out.
In the land of disease, wouldn't you just expect him to have gonorrhea? The whole group finds zombie monster guy, so they do the logical thing and politely queue up to be slaughtered.
Double kill. Triple kill. Overkill.
Damn! So far this movie has more deaths than minutes. The Fonz figures out that without his minions, he's screwed, but luckily for him, a magic group of hazmat soldiers happen to show up, which manages to provide the ghoul with other people to kill.
Kill atrocity. Kill him.
Though I should mention, this is actually the abridged version of the opening. In the extended cut, there's actually another scene with a monster in a hospital. He kills everyone. Hope you're ready for some exposition, cause here it is.
A little over 6 hours. Then what? Then our subject becomes a blood bomb and everything he touches turns to shit. And if that virus goes hot, everyone he touches will be pissing blood and shitting out their guts.
Did you get that? Good. Though, can't help but think it would be a bit more of a threat if it was on the other side of the wall, out here. Who cares? We get back to our narration, which happens to be Natasha Henstridge playing the role of Delone.
No one gets in, and no one gets out. Unless you have a passport. The black market.
If I were holding the world for quarantine, I'd require medical exams, not passports. And again, I'm crazy.
But unlawful possession is punishable by death.
And listening to the Dr. Demento song Fake ID is punishable with up to 6 months of incarceration. It turns out that this is for her son, and she herself is a police officer, keeping these barely inhabited ruins, lawful?
My bones hurt, Mommy.
Is her son horrifically ill? That's a very good question. Moving on, while everyone else was ripped to pieces, somehow the Fonz is still okay, in a manner of speaking.
He was a monster! You gotta kill him!
It's a dragon.
Just like that, her and her partner are charged with finding the killer. Massachusetts doesn't border Europe, does it? After a 3-minute conversation, which the abridged version is shortened to this,
The dispatcher heard it scream.
That's right.
The team spots the suspect through a window, and the search is on. Honestly, as far as suspense goes, this isn't done too badly. It's dark, but not too dark, and it looks like they finally took the damn fisheye lens off the camera. Eventually, they find the mutilated remains of the last team, and for some reason, the monster felt the need to take off all the women's pants. Where did you get those contacts? Oh, those are to die for! That was lame. But now she's on her own. Just her and the creature. So instead of shooting it while it's staying still, looking at her, she runs out of range and then uses all her bullets on the wall. Shit! By my count, she only had 5 rounds in the first magazine. Of course, if she had started firing a little sooner, that probably would have been enough. After another woman drops in, she cowers back, and the super-fast ghoulish mutant killer monster man doesn't come down to kill her, giving her enough time to call for backup, and the backup to arrive.
Let's move in.
That backup being Christopher Lambert, playing the role of Lemminguts. Lemmyucks. The Mayucks. That backup being Christopher Lambert, whom you may recognize from Highlander. His crew consists of Kuzo, the insecure one, and Vosek, who is a policewoman, and that's pretty much it for her character.
Hold it! Hold it!
Never mind saying, "Hello, we're here to help." Oh, and in the extended cut, you actually see them slowly sneak up on her. Here's a tip. Don't fuck with an armed woman! A quick update on the situation, and Kuzo gives us one of the better lines in this film.
You are going in. So what? He's dead. He's had his fucking head torn off. I mean, I feel sorry for the poor bastard, but me going in there isn't gonna make him feel any better.
Chris and Delone move up, while the spare 2 characters hold the lower floor, because as he hasn't come down the stairs, of course there's no possible way he could have found another route to the first floor in this crumbling building. Enough with the close-ups! We already know his makeup is horrendous! This time he doesn't kill them, and instead a chase ensues, which takes us through better lit, less creepy, worn-down buildings, but on the plus side does show off some of the ghoul's strength. Eventually, he leads them down an alley, and finally, where anyone could have guessed this movie would be leading.
He's in the vent!
Oh, shit, I already did my alien reference for this movie! They quickly find out that the vent leads to the old, abandoned prison, so there's only so many exits he can use, so naturally, Chris and Delone have to go in the vent, while the other 2 must cut him off at the pass.
I can't believe you're making us do this.
You should be used to it by now. This whole film has been just one long action sequence.
Take your vest off.
Is Kevlar not compatible with vents?
Take it off.
Or is Chris just a perv? Thus we are reminded that she forgot to leave her contraband at home.
Fake passport.
Jeez, if he could tell that easily, I'd ask for my money back.
You can get in a lot of trouble for those.
Yeah, they already covered it's punishable by death earlier. Are you gonna do anything about it?
Let's go. Get your torch.
Of course not. After another short reminder by Captain Plot that the ghoul, while clearly infected with something, has an arbitrary time attached to the virus which is very specific, and if it passes, will spread through the entire pre-infected region, which I still don't think is something to get too worked up over, we go back to watching the police crawling around in the filthy muck of the infected wasteland, completely safe from disease, and we finally find out why they had to take their bulletproof vests off. Because the zombie's got a gun! Of course. We already have running zombies. Why not shooting zombies? Ninja zombies? Ooh! Zombies flying helicopters! Fortunately, he only got his hand, but still being very vulnerable, we get a tense scene and soon continue the chase, down some very familiar corridors, and I'm personally confused where all this water is coming from, but there is something more important to worry about. Yeah, these old ruins crumble and fall apart like a low-budget movie set. Who knew? Delone looks on, and we get a long, tense scene of Chris struggling to get back up, but as it turns out... Okay, the zombie's a ninja too! Or the ghoul, or... the hell is he supposed to be again? Well, he's not that important, as we immediately forgot about him to watch Chris grunt some more. After this, they finally reach the prison, and we get to watch them slowly climb down from the vent.
Keep your feet on the back wall and you'll be okay. That's it.
Yeah, I got it.
This goes on for 2 minutes. Are you people allergic to the word hello? They fill each other in on the fact that the suspect hasn't slipped past either party, which leads to a revelation.
Fuck. The other door. That means he's in there! Motherfucker's in jail!
There is no other way out.
Okay, it's a bit of an abrupt ending, but I'll accept that.
It's too easy.
Man, what is your problem?
Have you ever heard the phrase, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, especially if it's a zombie horse? Without a moment's hesitation, they swing the door back open, and as luck would have it, he was in there! Do not underestimate the ways of the armed ninja ghoul. After wasting half their ammunition, they pull Chris back to safety and lock the door. He's still not convinced that the suspect can't get out of there, though, so Kuzo is elected to head out and call for help.
Your ammo.
What?
Leave it here.
I just want to be sure that if there is another way for him to get out, you are 100% screwed. If you pay attention, you notice he keeps one bullet out of the clip, secretly. Even though, presumably, he's still got one bullet in the chamber anyway, thus making his total 2.
Who's there? Wojciech?
Yeah, your friend is sneaking up on you in a dark corridor. No, wait. They do that. Well, fat lot of good those 2 bullets did him, he never even fired! The 2 women head out to find what happened to him, and after a little suspenseful build-up... These are not the most effective police officers I've seen in film. They drag her back to the first room before being completely locked in themselves. Fortunately for the team, though, Chris is still here to bark out the most obvious orders.
What do you want me to do?
Find a way out.
Where do I look?
Over there.
By the big red sign that says exit. I know you're a blonde, but jeez. While they muse over what the killer might have been before, he shows up yet again, blasting several holes in Chris and Vosek.
You son of a bitch!
Delone could provide cover fire at any time from her position, and we wouldn't have this lovely scene of them being shot over and over again. For 1 minute and 12 seconds.
Shoot the motherfucker! Shoot!
Now that she's received the obvious order, she subdues the situation, and somehow, despite being decidedly similar to Swiss cheese at this point, Chris and Vosek are still alive.
We won't die.
Fine! Jeez, I'll do it! After she finally gets the nerve to head through the cell block, it just so happens that Big Nasty is right there, and nobody bothers to scream or anything until after he walks down to the other end of the room to lock the door.
No!
Leave him alone, you son of a bitch!
Could you maybe sound just a little more terrified? Now she's on her own. Just her and the creature. And as it turns out, this completely inescapable cell block leads right outside, where a hazmat team is already waiting.
Where's the carrier? Is he alive?
Contamination sounds!
Look up!
What have you done to us?
Considering you're in Sicko Land, I'm wondering why you weren't wearing them 24/7 from the get-go. But this is a team that's been tracking the ghoul, and they only have 40 minutes before his biological time bomb goes off, so it's right back into the prison for Delone, a short scene to build suspense, and all the marshmallow peeps line up in the cardboard tray. scientist looks like performance art about the death of the Twinkie. During this massive killing spree, for some unknown reason, the ghoul left alone completely unharmed, and now she's on her own. Just her and the creature. And I think she should seriously look into a career change. Work at the post-apocalyptic DMV or something. After she heads back to the first room, the killer knocks her out with a jump scare, but of course doesn't kill her or anything. No, instead we get to see her hang there and watch as he slowly kills the three of them. With the lightsaber flashlight? Flashlight saber? Or by hand. Whatever works. He's inexplicably less enthusiastic with Delone, toying with her when he could very easily just end this movie.
Cat!
Does she do anything without being directly ordered to do so, no matter how obvious?
Brace your feet against the pipe!
No. No, she doesn't. Chris talks her through how to untie herself, and she clearly is the luckiest character in this whole movie, as Ghoulie completely forgets about his ninja powers long enough for her to escape, reload, and blast him into oblivion without him once even trying to dodge. And where the hell did you come from? Now that all the excitement is over, Stearns has some final words for Delone.
You know the benefit of this.
Sergeant!
Take this woman, get her son, and escort him across the border.
I'd be afraid if I were you. That's Andrew Divoff. He played the Djinn in Wishmaster and Wishmaster 2. And that's it. Kuzo's alive, for no apparent reason, the creature's dead, and that's the end. Who was the monster? Where was Kuzo hiding all that time? The fuck does a police force work in a diseased wasteland? These are all excellent questions that aren't even answered in the extended cut. Well, that was Adrenalin, Fear the Rush, and what the hell did any of that have to do with Adrenalin? The premise of this film is kind of hard to pin down. It opens with the concept of a disease-ridden dystopian future, but very soon that is nearly completely discarded as the sick side of the wall isn't really sick at all, just lacking in repair. It is related to the killer's details, being that he is infected with something and it's revelation-level shit, but we never hear enough about him to learn if it was even the disease that caused the world to go into super quarantine or not. Plus, the fact that the healthy side of the wall was never at any time in any danger from the events that transpired kind of makes them feel a lot less important. I had a very hard time understanding the ghoul's motivations on top of it. Sure, he's insane and kills people, but why did he fuck around with killing Delone so much when he easily could have offed her on several occasions? I started thinking maybe he was what happened to her allegedly dead husband, but no. But there are good points to be noted with this movie. Its action direction is pretty damn good, and the suspense isn't too bad, spare an overuse of fisheye lenses. And while light on the story, the film comes off more like a visual ride, which is the only way the title really makes any sense. Overall, Adrenalin, Fear the Rush has next to no plot, and what plot there is makes little sense when examined objectively. But the direction is mostly good, providing an entertaining enough film to catch on basic cable sometime, earning 3 giant peeps out of 5. It's entertaining enough, with a pretty good cast, even if the plot is about as deep as a Dixie cup. I wonder what Rotten Tomatoes has to say. %? 0? There are plenty of things worse than this. I mean, it's not great, and it's not even really that good, but it's far from the worst movie ever made. This is why I don't trust other critics. Thank you all for watching. I've been Shado, and remember, wash your hands before you eat anything.
I mean, I feel sorry for the poor bastard, but me going in there isn't gonna make him feel any better.